Welcome to Fantasy Football G, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Kat, and today we have my brother for the big debate as to should you or should you not triple captain Haaland, as well as touching on some deadline decisions we should make, like Dominic Solanke being out. Chaps, how you doing? Are you good, man?
No, I'm not good. I'm stressing, man.
All right, all right. Well, hopefully we can help you by the end of the show. So without further ado, let's get into this. All right, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get into this. Now, without further ado, we have to also mention Fantasy Football Hub. Guys, the link is in the description if you want to sign up and get that 50% off. I am using a whole lot of their tools and it's really helping me clearly in my mini league. So if you guys want to win Fantasy Football G GOAT mini league, then you know what to do. Link is in the description. Go out there, get it. There's amazing tools. Get that 50% while you still can. And if you win the mini league, if you don't win the mini league, then you get your money back. So yeah, great stuff. T's and C's apply. It's all in the description. So check that out. Let us go straight into what we're here for, the Haaland triple captaincy debate. Now, I think I should start off with oh, by the way, if you hear my son there in the background, he's agreeing with me as to triple captaining Haaland. Now,
Don't lie. He's complaining about the madness that you're thinking of doing. That's what he's doing. That's
no,
what he's doing.
so guys, we want to help you here, right? Because here's what I think, and I'm going to start off with my case because I think I put it forward, but I put it forward in the previous video, but I just want to, me and Chaps want to discuss it, and he wants to, and this is what I think. I think a lot of us FPL managers are just stuck in our ways of going like, no, we can't play our chips early because we could get a better opportunity later. And my thing with this is just that like the conditions are set and perfect right now for this to be played. And knowing the fact that we're not going to have a lot of double game weeks in the future. And for me, the more thing is not knowing exactly what those double game weeks are actually going to be and whether or not players like Haaland or Salah or somebody in form really is going to be available, or maybe a rotation risk because of the fixture congestion with the other cups and how far those teams are going in. You could find that those double game weeks are like Man City versus Arsenal and Liverpool. So for me, it's more the fact that, look, you've got a fully fit Haaland with a fully fit squad, bar Rodri. They're playing against Ipswich, and it's Haaland at home. If this fixture was later on in the season, you would be captaining the guy, And so I just feel like, based on the fact that I don't know what the permutations are going to be in the future, what the conditions are going to be in the future, with Haaland and the rest of the teams as well, not just Haaland himself. Like I said, you can triple captain Salah or anybody else. We don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just like, you know what? For me, I think it's actually best I just use it now. Also, not just really getting out of the way, but it also does get out of the way. But I know I'm using it on a very good fixture, and using it now at the same time, it doesn't mean that he's going to haul, but it's just like it's a good fixture, And that's where my fight is really. But yeah, Chaps, what do you think? Why are you on this? Nah, we cannot use it now. Are you saying we cannot? We shouldn't? Where are you at?
Look, at the end of the day, it's not like you can't use it. All right? That's not what I'm saying. But let's be honest here. The only reason why people tend to use most of the chips end of the season is why? Because of information, right? End of the season, we have more information that will enable us to make a decision on whether or not to use the chips. And that is based on information throughout the whole season so far in terms of, the styles that the teams play, the actual players, how do they work, chemistry, and all of that jazz. So now to use a chip like this on the second game week with little or hardly any information about the so-called team that your triple captain is going to play against, it's I don't know. For me, it's madness. It's like madness. All right, because yes, fine. Ipswich is a promoted team. Okay, I understand that part. Haaland is playing at home. I get that. But the thing is, for me, you don't know. Um, you cannot solely judge Ipswich on the first game. You know, for all we know, they could have been having a bad day. You know, so who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
Maybe in the
yeah,
second game against City, they might just like put up a wall, pump the bus, and then Haaland doesn't even get through. Next thing you know, Man City only wins 1-0. And then
yeah,
boom, wasted.
yeah. But
Now,
but
the
but you
other
know
side
what?
of the coin, the reason why most people use the chips near end of the season, like you said, is because there's probably going to be more fixtures. People tend to use the triple captain on a double game week. It's a lot more fun, a lot more interesting. But what you are doing is cuckoo. But yeah, I mean, like you want to take that risk. I mean, at the end of the day, let's be honest. Fantasy FPL is
Yeah,
all about
but
having
still
fun,
what?
doing whatever you
Yeah,
want. I mean, yeah,
and taking
but if
risks
you
here,
feel
there,
like
whatever.
what, you can, yeah, if you feel you can take an advantage out of this, go ahead and do it. For all we know, yeah, Haaland could score a hat trick and could work out very well for you. But for all we know, somewhere along the line, they get a double game week. Haaland scores 4 goals. Uh, between both matches, then you'll think to yourself, I wasted my triple captain on Ipswich in the second game week. In the second game week, you
Yeah,
know, um, because
yeah,
for me, a chip is a tool to help you gain some ground. That's how I see chips. But when you use them beginning of the season, it's now like you're just trying to get ahead. The problem is now because you're doing it so early, it's trying to stay ahead. That is the problem without your chips. You know what I mean? Because you've already used your bench boost, and now you're going for triple captain. Whoa! And coming end of the season, you're just gonna have the mystery chip and the free hit, while everybody else is gonna have the whole lot of chips available. And most chances are that when they do use those chips, you're gonna lose ground. You know, so and the thing for me is the reason why I don't like using chips in the beginning of the season is because the teams themselves are still trying to figure out themselves out. You know what I mean? They're not hitting the ground running, if you know what I mean. One of those teams is City. We all know that City generally don't start the season on fire, right? Bear in mind, yeah, Haaland, the last 2 seasons, yes, in the beginning he does score quite a bit of goals, but generally City themselves, they kind of start off slowly. They don't really hit the ground running, that type of thing, you know. And the other thing is that not a lot of the City players are back, or not. Well, anyway, I mean, they just on Gundogan for one. Where is he gonna play? Foden still has to come into the mix. Rodri still has to come into the mix. You don't know what's going on with Grealish. You know, and then you got this new player Savio. How is he gonna play? How is he mixed into all of this? There's just this is for me. It's not enough information. Yeah, it's not enough information to make a decision like this for me anyway.
yeah. Chava, I hear you. It's basically you're saying there's too many unknown factors at the beginning of the season, and I feel like I don't agree necessarily with that in the sense that the major factor we know is City. Yes, they have a couple of new players. I think the other major factor you're mainly highlighting is Ipswich, in the sense that yes, fine, they're a promoted side, but they could, I don't know, put up a good performance in the second game. But against City, let's be honest, if this game was played 10 times, 9.5 out of 10, City would come out on top with most likely 2 goals. Most likely 2 goals. Haaland's goal involvement when it comes to City, I think, is about like a 60, 50%. So meaning like every goal this guy's involved, every goal City scores, this guy's involved, you know. And I think that's that for me is what it's about. Is the fact that I feel like there's enough known factors. Yes, I agree, you know, but Ipswich can come up and put up a performance, but they could put a performance up today and they could put a performance up, you know, 6 months down the line. You know, that's the risk of playing it either way. And I highlighted, remember last season when you played your triple captain, it was the best triple captain you could have played. Not Haaland, Salah, two good fixtures, but the guy got rotated, didn't play the first game. Second game, he came on only second half. He had I think he had 1 point, you know, and they were great fixtures later on in the season. But the problem was there was just too much fixtures. He was being rotated because of Champions, was this Europa League and all that stuff like that. And for me, that's where my fear is. If it's not that, then it's most likely injuries or around the team and on those actual specific people. So that's, you know, that's where I'm coming from, in the sense that, like, I feel like we know enough to make this decision and say, like, look, actually, this is enough. We've got Haaland's fit. He's playing at home. He's playing a fully promoted side as well. And his team is also fit. And he's had a week's rest. And on top of that, there's the real thing for him, too many unknown factors ahead, you know? So that's where my counter is with you. I think there's enough. You know, I feel like there's enough, but either or, I don't think is wrong, guys. That's what we're trying to say. We're just trying to put forward as to, like, this is where the split is, you know? This is where the split is, really.
Well,
yeah.
well, look, I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit biased, and probably because I don't have Haaland in my team, so maybe that's why. So it's just basically wishful thinking. So
really, you don't. I never actually looked at your team. Okay.
No, I don't have Haaland, bro.
Okay.
I don't have Haaland. I can't afford that.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, look, in terms of that, you know, this is what we're looking at the top 5, basically, guys. There are those who don't have Haaland, so of course they're going to be captaining Salah. Eze is there in predicted points at 6.9, KDB right behind, and then Cole Palmer. I stand by what I said in my previous video yesterday, which is, I don't know about Chaps. What do you think, though? But I don't think West Ham is a very easy game. I say that because I feel like they've done some really good signings. Yes, Crystal Palace will be playing at home, but I don't think it's an easy game for them.
I don't understand this. I don't know. Maybe you can break it down for me, but I do not, for the life of me, understand this whole Eze thing. Like, really, what do people see in this guy? It's like, you know, I'm in the dark here. Somebody shine the light so I can see it. Maybe things will be a little bit clear. But I do not, for the life of me, understand why is everybody after Eze. It does not make sense. Yeah, I understand the first game they had that disallowed goal, but other than that, I did not see much to prove to me that, you know what, Eze is a good pick. Hell, even better than Bruno or better than Jota. Like, seriously, there's like, I don't know what his. Let me just have a look at his. How many people have got them in their teams? Let's see, 32%, owned by 32% of the game. And like, it does not make sense. And this team, right? Bear in mind, they lost Olise. They now lost Anderson at the back. So what now? You know, Eze is gonna make fancy passes to Jordan Ayew. Like, dude, one of the slowest people on the field. Like, dude, I like, you know, I don't know, but even my take on this whole Eze thing.
Even that in itself, Jordan Ayew is left, and like, I feel like there's just too much players leaving as well with Anderson and stuff. Yeah, man. So I'm not sure, bro. Like, well, to be honest, it's because he's the talisman of the team, and as well as it's like, a mid-table team. So 7 million is a good price. So I see why everybody's flocking to him. He's on penalties, set pieces, pretty much everything now. So it makes sense basically. And he can do stuff, you know. Yeah, and he can do stuff. So I see why, you know, but I just feel like that fixture West Ham is not the one. I think KDB, if you don't have a Salah or a Haaland, is the actual answer to the Ipswich game, more so than Foden. Foden is very impactful, so not that it's a bad decision, but I just feel like, you know, if Haaland's going to score the same way, like I think last season when KDB came back from injury, like assisted 4 goals for Haaland or something like that, something crazy like that. And then Palmer's just a no-go for me. Chelsea, that really for me is like the unpredictable team. You don't know what the hell's going through, what the hell you're going to do. So I'd say for me, KDB is the answer, but you can go for Eze. I'd just say stay away from Palmer. So I think that's the debate. You guys decide. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Who's the best captaincy for Game Week 2 outside of Haaland and Salah? And we'll see. So let's get into the teams. I think we'll start off with my team. Despite what we've just spoken about, I'm going to stick to my guns. I think I'm going to keep triple captain Haaland. I'll work from the top to the bottom. I had a benching headache, which was between Johnson, Gibbs, and Woods, but we've learned off from press conferences that pretty much the starting lineup for the back line of Everton is very much, you know, not available. So of injuries, so I'm going to start with Johnson, and Gibbs White's minutes are a lot more secure than Woods, considering there's a 1 year there. So going to stick with that. Smith Rowe, Diogo Jota, and Eze in the midfield. Very happy with that midfield. And then Pedro Porro is he's fit. He's been training, so going to play him as well. And then also we got Gabriel and Trent along with Sells there in goals. Very happy to put Pope on the bench with Byrne and Cash as well. Chaps, what's your view on this team?
Look, I mean, it looks like a nice balanced team. You know, I don't get the whole Johnson thing, right? But anyway, I think you wanted to attack the first 2 fixtures, which is, you know, what I get. But yeah, I'm a bit surprised with you chose your goalkeeper. You chose Sells over Pope. You know.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's more the team they're playing against. I think Bournemouth can definitely score. Do you know what I mean? At home, you know. Whereas I think Nottingham Forest can keep a Southampton out at home. So that's where it is. You know, I totally rate Newcastle's defense over Nottingham Forest's defense. But, you know, Botman's not there, Shaw's not there. I'm not saying Byrne and crew can't do it, but they got young guys like Livramento and Hall on the sides there. The midfield is strong, but I just feel like it's not enough maybe to keep out, you know, Bournemouth at home. So I just felt like I'd rather take a gamble with Sells against Southampton away.
No, I get that. For me, it's the fact that Solanke is not there anymore, so I feel like their attack is a little bit weaker. So that's why I don't really rate Bournemouth's attack that much. You know, they just got a new striker as well. You still have to adapt to the whole thing of coming over to the Premiership. So for me, that's why I felt like, you know what, Pope is a bit of a strong keeper. So I mean, after the first game, it looks like, you know, he's coming back to his best. I get why you chose South, you know, because it's Southampton and yada 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 and all that. But at the same time, you don't know what Southampton can do at home. That's the thing. It's an unknown thing. So, you know, but you never know. I mean, hey, it is what it is. You know what? Johnson's a little bit tricky, you know. I don't know, but I feel like He had a good game, but I feel like maybe Ange might change it up a bit. Maybe bring in Kulisevsky. Oh yeah, but Solanke is injured, so which means probably Kulisevsky will start. So Johnson has a better chance of having more minutes. I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay then.
Yeah. I think let's take a look at your team, which is the more unknown team. So I think we can cut to that. What's tell us what you're going to be doing with Solanke, man. What's your what's your dilemma?
Well, like literally like 5 minutes before we started a recording, I took out Solanke. I was like, no ways, can't take this chance. Because he's so red, I'm like, no, that guy's gone. He is gone. So I have now transferred him out, and
Prices
I
will
brought
drop as well.
in exactly.
If they
So
haven't
I've now
already.
I brought in what's his name? The Fulham guy, Muniz. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. I think that's the
twice.
only option, honestly, opening up some money as well. So I'm very happy you actually did that. I was gonna say to the guys as well, like I don't see any other option really. So yeah, that's actually a good one. You got him for the long run as well.
Yeah. I think the only other option, but more long term, is probably Havertz. But in terms of now fixtures, I think probably he's a little bit more expensive. But hey, I've got money in the bank, boy. I got money in the bank. So you can't tell me nothing.
Reference.
You can't tell me
Old
nothing.
school reference.
The only player I cannot afford is Haaland. That is the only player I cannot afford without selling Salah. So other than that, boy, I can touch anybody, almost anybody. Hell, so yeah. But I think for this game week, I strictly went for Muniz because he's cheaper. He's got a better fixture for this round and the following game week. So he's gonna be in my team for a little bit, for a little while, you know. Um, but I'm also considering maybe even taking a hit. Yeah. Everybody knows me. Everybody who knows me, they know that I take those chances. I take those risks. I'm not afraid of taking hits.
You know what? You are. If there's people like you in the FPL community who like, I don't know, trigger happy. Why? Just explain why and for what. You're trying to. Are you that afraid? You knew Man City was going to play Ipswich second game. You knew. So please explain why. Where is this coming from? And how close are you to taking this hit? Who's this hit for? Who are you taking out? Yeah, explain yourself.
Okay. Let me break it down for you, right? So the only person I could probably take a hit for, right, is Jota. And that is because Liverpool is playing the first game at home, right, against Brentford. Now, here's where the dilemma is. Brentford is not a bad team, all right? They're not a bad team. But for the mere fact that Liverpool is playing at home, their first game of the season, it's Slot's first game at home, and Jota's looking pretty good for solid minutes, So, and on the other side, the only person I'd probably take out from this team for Jota is Odegaard, because Arsenal's playing Aston Villa. We all know that's going to be a tough game for them. So I don't really see Odegaard doing that much. So yeah, that would be the only other transfer that I would make, unless last minute some idiot injures themselves, like a Burn or Saliba or on Trent. Then I'm in trouble. But other than that, only one person I'm looking at right now of taking out for a hit, and that is Odegaard for Jota.
Okay, Chaps, because I'm your brother, I'm gonna try and save you here. Yeah? I think firstly, if you go on this road, you're gonna definitely wildcard like game week 4, 5, 6 round there. And I think that's one chip that you guys should not use in the beginning of the season. So I think
All right,
your team.
smarty
Wait,
pants. Yeah.
this is my solution with your team, right? Your team is okay, cool. I hate your keeper. I don't know why you guys all went with Henderson. Your
He's
defense
cheap.
is yeah, it's fine, but there's better options. Anyway, Saliba at the back, Trent, Burn, totally fine. It is what it is considering your bench. I see that you put a lot of money into your starting 11, but this is why I prefer a deeper squad. That's fine. Your midfield as well, bro, is not bad. It all honestly is not bad. You got Gibbs White against Southampton, bro. You got Gordon, bro. You got Odegaard. It's Odegaard. He's in one of the best teams in the Premier League. I think do not take Odegaard out. Yes, I know you're trying to get some money as well, but you got money from Solanke, and I know you're trying to bring in, who's this, Jota. Not worth it when you've got Salah. You covered, bro. You are covered when it comes to Liverpool attack. That's the whole reason why you got Salah in the first place. Odegaard is a bad option to take out, not because you're bringing in Diogo Jota, but mainly because they fixture turn right in the next game. No, not in the next game. Okay. Yeah, it is a bit down the line, actually. Okay, so that's not bad, but I still wouldn't take him out, bro. I don't know. I wouldn't take a hit. The hits
No,
are so
here's
costly.
here's my
Hits are so
thinking, right?
costly this season, bro. Hits are so costly this
Yeah,
season
no.
because
I get that, but
they're
here's
not
my
like the other
thinking, right?
seasons.
Yeah, here's my thinking is that the reason why I take out Odegaard, he's not that how can I say influential
He's
or
not. He's not. But that
involved
makes
in his
yeah.
goal involvement isn't
He
that big.
he's
It's
not
not
an
that big.
FPL asset. He's
Not
not a
as
great
big,
FPL asset. Yeah,
yeah, so to speak. So the only other person that I'd probably go for besides Saka, because I can't afford that guy, is Havertz. So my plan or long-term plan that we're all is uh, take out Odegaard and bring in Havertz later on down the line, probably after the Spurs game, I think, which is probably the third game or something like that. Yeah. So maybe bring in Havertz during that time. I think maybe by that time, Fulham's games will start to get a little bit harder. I'll bring in Havertz to partner up with Isak. And then, yeah, and then in midfield, maybe go back to Jota, you know. So that's basically my thinking because at the end of the day, I am probably going to go to Jota, right?
yeah,
After the Man United game, they have better fixtures.
yeah, but I don't think take a hit for it now, dog. I don't because you see if you not a hit, bro, not a hit. I think Muniz is a good transfer, very good transfer. You're covering and yes, Odegaard is not a great FPL asset, but we both know he has that randomness of just turning up on random games. And this is like one of those random games where, Aston Villa has a good defense. We're going to need to break through it, take it from Arsenal, man. Uh, Odegaard has to be the one that's going to be pulling the strings, passing, making those passes, maybe even taking shots as well. So trust me, he's a highly involved player, but I guess he's that pass before the actual assist. So I just think keep Odegaard. Don't bring in Jota. Brentford is a very good game, very good team. Their defense is coming back in the sense of like their defensive assets. They just bought another guy as well. I forgot who it was, but they paid money for him. And my point here is like, yeah, bro, I wouldn't do it. I think you're covered with Salah. Don't worry about it. And I was thinking about this while I was putting my drafts together. I had a Salah draft, I had a Haaland draft, and I was like, you know what, I'm in all honesty, I'm fine, bro. Why? Because Salah already had Ipswich. Do you understand? He did well on top of that. Um, did you captain Salah for the first
Yeah.
game? Yeah, you got those points. You're good. You sorted. Whatever Haaland does, you covered. Triple captain or non triple captain people, you covered, bro. Especially because you're still gonna keep your triple captain. You covered. You don't
Yeah,
need Jota.
but you see that's the thing. The Haaland owners are going to triple captain Haaland, right? Now here I am
Not
with
all, but
Salah.
I hear
Now
you.
to try and cover that triple captain, the only solution is having both Salah and Jota just to make sure that you're covered.
Yeah, but
for that triple captain.
But there's such a risk in that in the sense of if even one of them blanks with your -4, you've dug yourself into a hole. Do you understand? Whereas if you just keep it as it is and Salah returns, you've done enough, considering that you still have your triple captain. And on top of that, remember, just because Salah's playing at home against Ipswich, it doesn't mean he's going to return. Bro, you can hide behind your couch and a miracle can happen. You know that. You know that very well because it happened against you last season when you triple captain Salah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's going to work out for you being on the Salah end. You Salah owners knew this was coming. Stop trying to take it for the stuff. Okay. And this is not just to you. This is to all of you Salah owners. Stop trying to cover it up. Okay. Don't take a hit. Even if it's for a Man City player. I'm thinking about it now. Like, don't, guys. You don't know what's going to happen in that game. As much as we ourselves are taking a chance. That's the truth. Us Haaland owners are actually taking a chance. We don't know what's going to happen in any of these games, bro. In any of those games down there. We don't know. We really don't know. Like you said, they could turn up, bro. Even Brentford could turn up, right? You know? So guys, so guys, don't be afraid. I think your transfer is fine. It's good. Yeah, it's good, bro. It's good. Yeah, that's all I would say, man. Yeah, that's all I would say. Other than that, I think we sorted. I think we're good. Chaps, thank you so much for joining me, man. Really appreciate it. Guys, let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think in terms of captaincy? Comments below. And then as well, if you want to get that 50% off Fantasy Football Hub, the link is in the description. You can check out the price changes as well as you check there as you go along. T's and C's apply. If you want to go and get that promotion of if you don't win your mini league, you can get your money back as well. Everything is in the description below. And then, of course, if you also want to see the players that I said are best to also transfer in, then you know what to do. Check out that video at the bottom of there, and then you'll see who are the best transfers for this game week to be going in. Otherwise, good luck, guys. Chaps, any last words?
Yeah. Hope Haaland doesn't do anything this weekend.
All right, guys. Peace.